remaining of Memphis, the whole city. Memphis, this is the Greek name,
Okay.
but the original ancient Egyptian name was Netherhit. What the Netherhit means, it's the white walls. And this is the main place of worshipping the god Hitam. This is God Hitam. He's in the middle, a creature god. He looks like the Oscar
Mm-hmm.
statue, Oscar award statue.
Oh, you think they took the Oscar awards
Yes,
from this?
yeah, so,
Really?
yeah, inspiring. They got the
And
inspiration.
has it been
from-
destroyed then?
Yes, like got by time, got destroyed, and this is his wife, goddess Sekhmet, the lioness goddess, and their son is Nefertum. Nefertum is the god who's responsible for the essential oils. He's showing up like a lotus. They are all both just holding the sun disk on their heads. Who's goddess Beta? He's the god, creator god who's creating the human being by the power of speech. And he's the responsible to manufacture or do the status of all gods in ancient Egypt. And who's Sekhmet? The lioness, the lady of the war, the lady of the Western desert. And she's responsible to breathe in the sky or in the weather just to get us the warm weather in the summertime. So when it's winter and it's very cold, ancient Egyptian people used to go to her temples, give her offerings. We need some warm, please breathe in the sky from yourself. How Sekhmet and Hathor, they are both they are two goddesses for the same thing. Hathor, she's the cow, and Sekhmet, the mythology, it talks about creating Sekhmet, that god Amun-Ra, he was so upset from human being when they were killing, cheating, and lying, so he wanted to punish them. So he created Sekhmet, the lioness, and he sent them Sekhmet to punish them. She used to kill the bad people and drink from their blood. So when the people get back to Amun-Ra and give him offerings and prayed, please forgive us, so he asked Sekhmet to stop, but she didn't stop. So he made the lake full of wine, red wine, just to pretend that this is the human being blood. And at one night, she went to this lake and drank, she got drunk. So that's how it has been converted to Hathor, the cow, the good face of Sekhmet. So this is one of the mythologists talks about and Hathor and how the god created both of them. And she got married with Bitter, and they got their son Nefertum.
Okay, because you always have to try it.
Yeah. And all the kings and queens and people who ruled Egypt, they were coming to this spot just to give offerings to God Ptah, and sometimes Hathor. We have some remains for Hathor. The whole city, from the east bank to the Nile River to here to the west, was the capital, the first capital before getting Thebes or Luxor. King Menanarmer, when he unified Upper and Lower Egypt in 3100 BC, he built this city to be the capital. And we have those remains only. We don't have anything else for the capital. And we assume that under the ground of those old houses,
All the houses over there, there's probably...
That's how the government trying to convince them to leave just to dig and excavate more.
Oh, like, how can...
Yes. And they don't want to do this because absolutely they excavated so many. Like we found in one house, tunnels underground. They were trying to get something and just to sell it outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Time frame dates back from the 3100 BC.
Okay, so this is way in the old...
Yeah, and everyone is adding something like Karnak. It dates back to the Middle Kingdom, but every...
And did hieroglyphics stay constant throughout, or did it like change from like when you look at Old Kingdom versus New Kingdom?
No, it's not different, but we have three type writings. Like we have the hieroglyphic is the language, the ancient Egyptian language, but three rites: hieroglyphic, hieratic, and demotic. Hieroglyphic is the official.
He's the official one, okay.
And hieratic is the local people
of that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Demotic is the religious.
Religious right. Okay.
Yeah. So we have three different ways of writings. The official and
one
language
is this.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the official one, so we can see this stele, it dates back to the New Kingdom time.
Oh, this one is New Kingdom.
Yes.
But New Kingdom wasn't in Memphis at the time. So why would this
New
be
Kingdom was in Thebes.
in Thebes? So how did this get here then?
They were getting everywhere. Like, for
Okay.
example, we will see a statue for King Ramses II inside this building.
Uh-huh.
So we built this building over the statue. When we found it, Ramses, for example, he was obsessed by himself. So he wanted to keep himself everywhere.
Yeah, Ramses II
Yeah,
for sure.
he was a character.
Yeah, you gotta know that guy, yeah.
Yes. So that's how it works. Like, even if a king is ruling in the south, but he wants to give offerings for the gods in the north. He wants to say in the afterlife, in the presence of God Osiris, that I was giving offerings, I was a good person. So that's how it works. So this depiction is tell us that this is the representation for God Betah. You can see the mummified standing God. So you can see it's more clear than in the statue.
Yeah, the Ptah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Betah here, and this is Horus, and this is as well to one of the noble people. He's saying that I dedicated some lands to the god Betah as kind of offerings. I gave the priests some lands to farm it, the income.
And where here is that saying? Can you read it?
Here is this cartouche. You can see
Yeah.
this cartouche talks about, or this is the name of the god. The cartouches only for gods and goddess, kings and queens. Only. No local people should put their even if they
something
were
in cartouche.
in cartouche. So this is here the Niftawi, the Lord of the Two Lands, Nesubiti. That's the god's Betah. I dedicated some lands for him. And this is at the end by the protection of the Wadjet, the snake, goddess, and may the whole life goes for me.
So that's what this is saying.
Yes.
Oh
so
my.
This is whole inscriptions. It talks about the achievements of this noble person who gave the lands to the gods at the New Kingdom. And both gods are giving him blessings right here. And the winged sun disk.
The Ra.
Yes. In the top.
Okay. Is it fair to call it Ra or no?
Amun-Ra.
Amun-Ra.
Yes.
Okay.
Same. And those are some remains from walls. And this is the legs of God Betah, the mummified one.
Let me ask a question there. So with the postures, the one where they have the arms crossing like this, or the one of the is it Golden Globe or?
The arm crossing, right? Like holding the two hands.
Yeah.
This is God Osiris.
But the one where you have the, is it the Academy Award? The awards one?
The award Oscar.
Oscar Award. So what does that posture mean? Does that posture mean anything? Or
Mummified.
oh, mummified.
Oh,
okay.
The same way like God Osiris.
This posture is mummified.
Yes.
But this is not like anything that had any meaning behind it. It's just mummified.
Mummified. Just to be similar like God Osiris. The first one who represented in this is God Osiris. Yeah.
That's the posture I'm talking about.
Yes, so we can see here so many representations for. This is Ramses, the cartouche of Ramses. Ramses.
So if you see this one is a cartouche of Ramses. Okay.
Yes, this is cartouche of Ramses.
And how do you read that as Ramses?
Ramses. Ramses, we have for Ramses family, it dates back to 19th dynasty. We have 9 Ramseses.
And then,
the
second is the one everybody knows, but then you have a lot.
The most famous one is the fifth. And all the kings in ancient Egypt, they had at least two names. One, a birthday name and a coronation name.
Okay.
So the birthday name for Ramses was different. This is the coronation name.
Yeah, I get it. People still do it today, right? Kings today get a new name when or like popes even, yeah.
Yeah, and here we go, Ramses. He's giving offerings to God Betah, and you can see this is his burning incense.
Oh, okay.
In the presence of God Betah. This is an empty granite coffin. We don't know for who this belongs.
And this granite, it looks different to me. Yeah.
It's a lower quality.
Yeah, and is this all from Aswan too?
Yes.
Okay.
But it has not been polished or smoothed or it might be for a different time, like maybe in the late period, like after the 23rd dynasty.
So maybe
Isis.
they started working. Okay.
But we don't have any inscriptions or something tell us any information about this sarcophagus or this coffin.
But most likely this was for somebody important because
Maybe.
like average people did not get sarcophagus. Like, they didn't get this, right? It was,
They got, but
not in stones.
and
Like the average person.
Irish.
No, average, like your
Average?
yeah.
They got, but the best coffins or the best quality of stones are for the royal and the noble people. But the local people will never put their stones or their sarcophagus in this spot of area because this is only for nobles and royal people. So
Okay.
it might be for a very important person, but we don't know who is this. This is like a crown or a top of a pillar, and it's been representing Goddess Hathor. She's the second or the other face of Sekhmet. She's the good image of her. And she's represented, you can see the cow's ears, but she has a female face. This is how she looks like. Sometimes we can see Hathor in a full lady with the horns of the cow holding the sun disk. Sometimes a full cow, sometimes a full lady with a cow's head. And Hathor, she was the mother, or she took care of Horus, baby Horus, when Isis was looking for her husband pieces. She was collecting the Osiris pieces from different spots in Egypt. So she left Horus with Hathor to take care of him, to feed him.
When she went around looking for
That's how we call her the goddess of motherhood. She gave him breast milk.
Oh,
Horus was infant.
yeah, even though Horus wasn't the child,
Yes.
but she still took her.
Yes, this is one of the mythologists. That's how Horus grew up. And this is the cartouche of Ramses II. And we can see here, he got the title Sarah, the son of God Ra. This is kind of one of the pillars. And here's the Lord of the two lands here. And his cartouche in different types. And here we go, we can see his face. So that was like part of a wall or court from the temple that Ramses II built it for God Shita.
Some of them are really deep, and then some are
Just, yeah, in the,
surface. Is there any meaning to that, or was it just
like, it depends on the time of Ramses. He got the most deep, like at Abu Simbel, it's very deep. At Karnak, very deep. But like here, Ramses, he was not interested in the quality. He was interested in the quantity. To get for himself so many stuff. Doesn't matter, but he wanted to keep his name everywhere.
yeah?
So it's okay if it's not sank or not very perfect, but I need to put my name everywhere.
Okay.
Sometimes he removed some
Okay.
other king's names and he put name on their statues. This is the face of the Ptah.
Ptah.
You can see him. That's how he looks like. And we will see a different representation for him when we go to the gym tomorrow together.
Okay. Was this a coffin they did not dig?
No, this is part of a wall. And this is Hathor. She's a full lady with the cow horns and the sun disk in the middle between her horns.
And then this one is
It's like a shrine.
all praise just a shrine.
A statue for one of the gods.
Okay.
So you can see here, this is the Sphinx of Queen Hatshepsut.
Yeah. Tell me about the Sphinx. Like, when did they start making sphinxes and why?
First Sphinx, it dates back to the time of the pyramids, 2500 BC.
So
King
old,
Khafra, the largest one.
yeah, Khafra, Old Kingdom
Yes.
stuff. Okay.
And this is the most famous Sphinx in Egypt because of its size and its location. Absolutely. This is Queen Hatshepsut.
Is it the same Hatshepsut that is
Yes.
in that one?
We have only one Hatshepsut in our history. She's the famous Hatshepsut who ruled Egypt over
So
19
did she
years.
build that Sphinx? But the one
And at the Giza
in Giza,
pyramid,
who built that?
King Khafra, the builder of the second pyramid,
Uh,
the son of Khosrow.
but why would he build a Sphinx for Hatshepsut?
No, he didn't build this for Hatshepsut. The Sphinx he had at Giza pyramids, this is for himself.
But whose face is on it?
King Khafra.
Oh,
his
that's
face.
okay.
Like it's sign of power. Like
Yeah.
I'm a lion body. This is my face and a lion, so I'm powerful like lion. So we have so many kings. They put their faces in a sphinx or a lion, and he didn't build it. It was curved. Like they are getting a huge block of stone and start to curve it. So it's not constructed.
I get it. And was this one always here, or
Yes.
was it
Yeah,
this
yeah.
same location?
Hatshepsut put her statue right here.
This particular.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Wow.
We
This
didn't move it.
This
You can see
location.
the base. And we didn't move
Wow.
it. You can see the stage just stuck together.
And you said this was before or after Khafre?
This is
After Khafre.
Hatshepsut. She came, it dates back to the 18th dynasty.
It's in.
Kingdom.
Oh, so way New
Yeah,
Kingdom.
it's 1100 years after
So
pyramid
she
time.
must have seen the one over there and said,
She might be saw this before because she was a tourist when she was visiting the Giza
the
pyramids
Giza, and then came back
location.
and say, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna build my own."
Yes, my own Sphinx.
Yeah, and then that kind of makes me think is like, then why didn't she say, "Hey, I'm gonna build my own pyramid too"?
They stopped building pyramids because of two reasons. First reason, it's very clear to the thieves that this is a tomb, so I'm gonna steal the treasures of the king from inside it.
Yeah,
It's very big and very clear. That's why they start to build curved tombs inside the mountains to
Yeah.
be away from the thieves, because we had robbers and thieves during the ancient Egyptian time. They knew that the king put his treasures.
and then the grave robbers
Yes.
will go get it.
That's why Tutankhamun is very famous, because he's the only tomb king that we found it without being touched.
Because it was just covered. It's interesting that this is not as popular or well known. This Sphinx here.
The whole sightsee is not very famous for people. They would love
Yeah.
to go to. When you say Egypt, the first thing comes to the minds is the pyramids.
Pyramid.
Giza
Yeah.
pyramids
If I didn't
forever.
even know that there was a Sphinx here, to be honest.
We have the Sphinx Avenue, and we have so many Sphinx at the Egyptian
Yeah.
Museum with the lion head but human face, like for King
Mhm.
Senusert the first, the Middle Kingdom. So many kings would love to add sphinxes for themselves, like kind of power.
Yeah, and the Sphinx is interesting to me because if you see a lot of the gods, you have an animal head on a human body. But the
Yes.
Sphinx,
Human head.
human head with animal body,
Yes.
which is unique.
Hatshepsut, she got herself a masculine titles.
Yeah, because she always carried herself like a man.
And from my like so many people are saying that she want to steal the throne from her husband's son, King Thutmose.
The one that
III.
she sent to the military, to the war and
Yeah,
stuff.
but I didn't think so, because she had a lover, King the Senenmut, her architect, who built her marvelous temple in the
Yeah,
mountain.
the mortuary temple.
Yes, he liked her, and she didn't want to get married of him, because if she married him, he will be the king, starting a new dynasty.
Oh, and then
So she wanted to keep the throne for Thutmose III, and she represented herself with Thutmose together, are standing giving offerings to God at her temple. So I think that they were okay together, and she kept the throne for him until
Yeah.
he got older.
and then
and-
got it.
He's like powerful enough to rule Egypt. She sent him in the army to be powerful, to make sure that he's okay.
Yeah,
So
very interesting.
That's in my perspective. I don't think that she was like, she wants to keep the throne for herself. She might kill him if she wanted to.
Yeah, because at the time he was
He
small.
was so small.
But they
and
said
shy.
when she made him go to, didn't she make him go to the military or something?
She did that, make him tough,
Yeah,
powerful, to rule Egypt, to know the borders.
the borders. Yeah,
to
oh,
know
okay.
everything.
That's a good point right there.
Let me- This is different kind of dressing. Like this is dates back to the Greco-Roman time.
Yeah, and this is a granite or
No,
is
it's a limestone.
limestone? Okay.
Yes, white limestone. The limestone we got it from Giza quarries. Here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it's not very far, and we had the Nile River Canal that reached the area, and we have the boats to move the stones from the quarries to any sightsee. You can see this is statue for a queen, a white queen, like for one of the kings. It dates back to the Greek time. Some people are thinking, for example, we have a very famous queen. Her name is Cleopatra. They think that she's Egyptian. She was Greek. She
Mhm,
ruled Egypt in the Greek time. She in the Ptolemy time.
mhm.
And the Greek came to Egypt. They dress up like Egyptian. They want to get the Egyptian titles. Alexander the Great, when he came in 332 BC, he went to Oasis and he gave offerings to God Amun-Ra in the temple. He got the blessing from the priests over there. He got coronated as a pharaoh or ancient Egyptian king, and he got the title as he's the Lord of the Two Lands, Mesubedi. And you can see this is the Kubra, the Wajid that has the sun disk on the top, and the Kubra is protecting the forehead. And this is one of the queens, the Greek queens, like this statue we found is broken, but she dressed up like Egyptian. And this is a port from the back.
What is this one?
Port from the back of the state.
Oh, okay, from the back. Okay.
You can see this like legs. When you see the toes, you know that this is Egyptian. The second finger is longer than the first, so this is Egyptian.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you can see here. And this is one of the columns. The second finger is longer than the
really?
first, the toes. Yeah.
That's an Egyptian thing?
Yes, that's
So Egyptian.
yes. I do have the second one is longer.
I didn't know
This-
that.
Yeah. The Greek are equal,
Mm.
but it hits the second one.
This looks Greek to me.
Actually, no. This is the late period time.
Late period. What
Yes.
kind of rock is this?
Limestone.
Still limestone. Easier to work with than the granite, right?
Yes, more easy to curve on it also. This is a hole, should be a temple. It ends with the statue for Ramses II, with the left leg in
This was a
advance.
temple, you said?
Yes. And this is different sorts from wounds. This is got different representations. And those are like two vases with columns are dating back to the time of Ramses II. So huge pillars like the ones were at Luxor Temple. You remember the huge pillars?
Yeah.
So those are looks like that, but they got destroyed. We have only the base, and this is the statue of King Ramses II.
Yeah, of course. He had these stages everywhere.
Everywhere.
Jeez.
Characters.
Yeah.
And every time between his legs, his son or beloved son, they named it that. You can see him in like better shape when we go inside this building. He's standing with the left leg in advance. Do you know the reason of the left leg in advance?
Why the left leg in
In
advance? Because you can kick your right leg?
We have two clues. The first clue is this is the place of the heart. So I'm taking my decisions from the heart. I'm putting my heart in the.
Oh.
This is the first clue. Second clue is it is the military march, left and right.
Left, right. Okay.
Yes. The another clue.
Because he was big in the military too, right?
Very.
Yeah.
It was very famous and very powerful.
Mm.
And you can see like some people are saying it has only artistic purpose, and you can choose the one that makes sense for you, but because
But
like
those are the
a
theories.
specific reason. Let's go here. Those are all remains from broken statues, broken pillars, columns. And you can see here it's different type of soil. It's a
Oh,
remains
it's
for a Nile
kind of
River.
mud.
Yes.
Or not,
Nile
or
River.
clay or something to that
The
effect.
ancient Egyptian name of Egypt was Kemet. What does it mean, Kemet? Kemet means the black land.
Mm.
Why black land? For the Nile River soil color.
Oh, okay. Because of the soil, very fertile.
Yes, that's correct.
And then when did it change from Kemet to Egypt?
When the Greek came, they
Okay.
call it Egyptus. They couldn't say Kemet only, so they derive it or say it Egyptus because you can the Greek language, everything is saying ending with S. So they call it Egyptus, and by time it's been derived into Egypt.
Okay.
It's in Arabic, we call it Misr,
Nasser.
ISR, Misr,
Mhm.
because it's mentioned in Bible and Quran, the holy books of the Christian and Muslims, that Misr is the land of Misraim, the son of Noah, where
Mm.
he settled.
Oh,
So that's why we call it in Arabic Misr.
Mm.
Its English name is Egypt.
it's
That's
Egypt. Okay.
derived from its original name, Kemet.
So Memphis was the first
built in Egypt.
in Egypt from
It's like 3100 BC.
that's one. So we're talking Old Kingdom. So Khafre or Snofru and all of them would have been here.
Yes. They used to bury the cemetery or the graveyard of Memphis. It's Saqqara, Dahshur, and Giza.
But why? It's almost what 30, 40 kilometers from here to Giza. How long is it from here to Giza?
32.
32 kilometers.
Yes.
So why would they be here and then go all the way there to build the pyramids?
Khufu, he started, the one who started to build in
This
Giza
is
Plateau.
huge.
This is Ramses.
Yeah, of course, the second. We should always specify. So he had the one out there. He had this one.
He had this one, yes.
What kind of?
Granite.
This is this is granite, like the one out there.
But this is
Way
better granite.
looks smoother. Yeah,
Yes.
sounds to me. Oh wow.
Ramses. Who started to build at Giza Plateau. He wanted to get himself something marvelous.
Whoa, wasn't it Snowfru? That,
No, it's never at the shore.
but that was the first one. That
First
was
one in the fourth dynasty.
fourth
Took
one.
a complete, smoothed-sided pyramid. Like we will see the first pyramid in
The
Egypt
step
with
pyramid.
the pyramid.
Mhm.
It steps, not smoothly.
Oh wow.
You can see between his legs. This is very Bitak.
Oh, the sun.
The sun.
Okay. Bita got the name Bita.
Very Bitak, yes, to be a compliance learning.
Wow. So this has not been moved from here.
No, we built this over this. We found it. It was under the sand. It was covered by sand. And people just found, that's how it was like kept in a good condition of preservation.
Yeah.
It was covered by sand. When we found it in the beginning of the 20th century, we built this building over it just to keep it.
So it must have been standing
Yeah, but it got
for
So-
yeah. And where is it?
the leg.
The legs and
No, we
everything.
didn't
Find
find
it.
it like just pieces. We found it pieces. So this is only the thing we found it. And you can see Ramses obsessed by himself. He's put his names everywhere and his bracelets. And he's holding.
So
There we
that
find-
writing on the writing on the staff he's holding.
Yes, this is this
That's
royal
his-
sealing.
That's the name.
He's just stamping all the royal
That's his name.
declaration.
That's
Yes.
his name right there.
Yes. So you can see his name in his belt, mentioning repeatedly, and in his chest, shoulders, and a chain. You can see here. He's wearing the false beard. In ancient Egypt,
The false beard
Yes.
on that one. Okay. I noticed they're all shaven. There was two that were not shaven.
okay, no beard.
There were, I forget who it was.
Rahatib
Maybe.
and
Yeah.
in the Egyptian museum, the colorful.
Yes.
Rahatib and Nofret.
Yes.
This is one of the early times we are getting like a mustache statue. But the kings, they used to wear the false beard. The straight one is a sign that he's alive. Bent one,
Is passed
Dead.
away.
yes, like
Oh,
God
okay.
Osiris. So that's how you can differentiate if this one is dead or not. So being shaved, it's sign of that his body is clear, clean, and purified. Makeup was a mandatory
Make
for men and women in Egypt. So you can see his eye lining. He's lining his eyes.
Oh,
Ear piercing for men and women in ancient
really?
Egypt.
I can see it on the ear.
This is very clear in the Tutankhamun golden mask.
And when they have the ear piercing, they actually wore earrings.
Yes,
too.
yes. Jewelry. He's wearing a very nice collar and chain.
Mm.
Jewelry, it's sign of like exposing your pretty and your beautiful body and your situation. Like you are a very fancy person. So for men and women in ancient Egypt, they were wearing jewelry. Everyone. But it depends on your degree. How can you afford it?
Okay.
If it's like semi-precious things, normal things, or gold, silver, and precious.
You can see he has a sword or
A knife? Yes. He's in his military
military position.
Yeah.
And he was, you said
19th dynasty.
19 dynasty.
Yeah.
I think. So 19 dynasty. And at that time, they already had, was that iron or was that bronze or was that
It's
silver?
a metal. And we have so many different kinds of metal in the Egypt. We can see copper, silver, bronze, and gold knives.
So at that time, it was probably copper.
Yes.
Still, it wasn't iron yet.
Not iron. We
Yeah.
have the bronze and we had the gold and silver and copper.
And copper. Okay.
Yeah, so many different types. It's for the iron. You can see the details of the knees, the details of the body,
Yeah, it's
the muscles.
yeah, at this scale too.
Yeah.
And is this one piece of rock?
Yeah, one piece.
This is one piece
They
of
didn't
rock.
construct it, they curving. Have you been to the unfinished obelisk?
Yes,
site?
yes.
You saw how
Yeah.
they were curving or cutting the stone curves, the obelisk. So that's how they were doing with the same statues.
Yeah.
Miriam Batan, his son. So the second, he had one principal wife, which is Queen Fertari, the beautiful.
Yeah, Nefertari.
He was writing his hymn, saying that for her is the sun rises and so on. But he got married for more than 18 wives.
18 wives and 80 kids, right?
Yes.
Or 80 something or 90 kids, yeah.
Miriam Batan, he ruled Egypt at some point after his father. And he had a victory still of granite. It's now at the Egyptian Museum. I don't know if I showed you this or not, but this is very famous because one thing. First time it's mentioned that the name of Israel. The name of Israel just appeared.
Oh,
as
so
Israel.
they believe that he was the pharaoh or the king at the time of
Of Israel, of Moses.
Of Moses.
Yes. What's mentioned in this is Taylor. If you didn't see it, you can Google it. And the translation is there. That King Miriam Bata in his time, a people, a tribe, but it's mentioned Israel, not L. It's not ending with L because in ancient Egypt we didn't have the L letter.
Yeah.
So they mentioned Israel. A tribe from east came to Egypt and they settled in an area. We call it it's to the eastern part of the delta of the Nile River, and the king gave them some lands. They came as an immigrants. They want to get food and land and so on. So they stayed there. They worked in Egypt, but they lived in a community, in a close community. At some time in the years of his ruling in Egypt, they were fighting with Egyptians, and they want to get those lands to be their lands and to get the northern part independently from the whole kingdom, which made the king is upset. So he sent an army to fight them. And it's mentioned, I finished the scenes of Israel tribes. That's mentioned in his stele.
Yeah.
So this is very famous one at the Egyptian. That's first time it's mentioned that Israel name
shows up in the
because
history.
Sometimes they're saying that we participated building the pyramids as slaves, but it's not happened. Like first time they were here at the time of Miriam Bata, and they were not slaves, they were working. We have some jobs ancient Egyptian people didn't work with, like by salting fish. Ancient Egyptian people, they kept the non-Egyptian to salt the fish.
Okay.
Because of the smell. They want to keep their body smell okay.
Okay.
You will see, I will show you tomorrow at the gym, a cone, like ladies and men, they are showing up holding cones on the top of her heads.
Yeah.
Perfume. Just to get
The
good
smell
to their hair. They were interested in their beauty and their representation and so on. One of the jobs, we were not smelling salting fish. However, we eat it, the salted fish.
Okay.
One of the things also the artists, all the artists, they were working and curving and doing the statues. They have to study anatomy.
Exactly, to get all this detail.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to.
And the father of medicine is Imhotep.
Oh, Imhotep.
Yeah, and we will see his magnificent complex of King Zoser, the stick pyramid. He was an architect and a doctor at the same time. For crowns, for decorated ties, for pillars and columns. This is a Greco-Roman. It's not Egyptian.
Yeah.
And different types of Egyptian columns. We can see Sphinx, for instance, small ones.
It's like Ramses II.
Yeah, the second view was interested in the quantity, not quality, so it doesn't matter, but I need to keep my name everywhere. The purpose of the statues and the putting the obelisk, it's a space to let people know my achievements. So we don't have, this is our newspaper.
Yeah.
Or the social media. That's
all the time, yeah.
All the time. I can tell people or spread my achieve this. So we have finished from here and we are going to Saqqara.
All right.